All right, welcome in. Hey, what's up, stupid Ledge Trainer? I'm doing well. How are you? All right, we are today. I will be covering my Ultra League tier list for Pokemon Go PvP for the Delightful Days season, which just went live today. So we have all the proper entry values. What's usually trickier when I'm doing these tier lists before the actual season starts is we don't actually know how much energy things are gaining or buffed, nerfed, all that stuff. But now that the season's gone live, we know all those entry values, and we know stuff like Ember's not that broken. Acid, though, is a Shadow Claw clone, which is definitely an upgrade for the Acid users. So I did a tier list for Great League, so if you haven't seen that yet, feel free to check it out in my previous streams. I also condensed it into a YouTube video to shorten it a bit and cut out some of the fluff. But today, we'll be talking about Ultra League, one of my favorite leagues, because there's a lot of Pokemon that are, legendary and stuff that are pretty usable, and then there's obviously a lot of things that aren't legendary that are also very usable too. Oh wait, I have a zoomer on here. This should not be on here. I will ignore this. Actually, you know what? Let me just remove that one, actually. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I might be missing here that's, like, very Great League-centric. I think everything else is Ultra League viable. The Raichus are, like, maybe not, but they're usable. They're definitely more usable than a Azumarill. If a Azumarill was usable in Ultra League, we would have seen it long ago. Yeah, everything else looks pretty useful. All right, let's do that. Those are two other ones I forgot too, obviously. All right, so let's get into it. Obviously, other people will probably be coming in soon, so feel free to drop any of your takes if you disagree or anything like that. I included pretty much most things that will probably be relevant. I'm sure I missed a few things, but all top 100 ranked Pokemon are included on this tier list, and then there's some stuff that's are a little bit outside the 100 that are also included, because you see once in a while, or people might have questions on this, so I included that. Or they might have previously been meta relevant, but maybe not so much anymore. And then, of course, anything that were affected by the moveset changes obviously are relevant too. So let's do the ones that are affected by the moveset changes. Golden Go is not really that relevant, even though it got Power Gem. It's not really that relevant for Ultra League, but I am including it because it is something that is on the updated Pokemon list. Let me turn the music down just a tad. All right, let's do that. That might be better. Okay, so let's Golden Go's just going to go in the bad category. I don't think it's really useful for much. I mean, you could maybe grab a win here or there with it, but it's so frail. Scolipede as well. My buddy Speed Sheep been building this one for a while, but I think it's actually pretty weak too. Yeah, let's put it here. I mean, it's not really that relevant either. Shadow's a little bit better at 295, but 353 for the non-Shadow. It's not really winning a lot there. Now, let's look at the two Raichu. The two Raichu are actually not as bad as you would expect, even though they don't... well, I think the Cancer Raichu doesn't hit 2500. I think the Alolan Raichu can. Maybe they both can now that there's XLs. I remember prior to XLs they weren't able to. Yeah, so Alolan Raichu does. Yeah, Cancer Raichu does not. So that is what I recall. Alolan Raichu is at 137. I mean, the Psychic typing does help against some of the fighters and stuff like that. And they both got Surf, but I don't think either will really run Surf, to my knowledge. It's just like Trailblazer is already pretty good into a lot of things that counter it. And then Raichu, the Cancer Raichu runs Stun Shock, Brick Break, Wild Charge is what's recommended. Hey, what's up, Fish Eggs? Welcome in. Always one of the first people. I don't know what time zone you're in, Fish Eggs, but you're always in the streams, so I appreciate it. But yeah, must not be easy to try to make all of them, but I think you make like literally almost all of them. All right, Lone Raichu, I'll put in Fringe meta. It's probably not that great. I think Cancer Raichu is definitely like not on the good end, so I'll put it in the bad category. It's better than Golden Go, but neither are particularly great for climbing purposes. But if you want to have fun with it, hey, go for it. Lairon, Metal Sound, Rock Tomb, Rock Slide. You're from Vegas. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're like pretty much an hour away from me, so that makes sense. Hour time zone difference, I guess, not actual hour away. All right, Metal Sound, Rock Tomb, Rock Slide. The Rock Tomb is obviously nice for debuff purposes. You could obviously run it with Body Slam or Heavy Slam if you want some more steel damage. Metal Sound was briefly super broken today, right when the GBL rotation first started. It turned into a 1-turn move instead of a 2-turn move, but I think Scopely fixed it pretty quickly there. I don't think Lairon's particularly good though, so we'll put it in the bad category for now. Might be like fringe, but I don't really feel that way. And then Aggron as well. It's like super fringe. Again, like the difference between these two is not that big of a difference. Rock Tomb, Thunder. It's rank 146 though. So from a ranking standpoint, it's higher than some of these other things that might be more meta relevance. It's not terrible, but Berserker feels a little bit more usable. Close combat, play rough and stuff. I'll put it here, but I don't think it's, I mean, you know, it's just Shadow Claw pacing's nice, right? And just Shadow Claw in general is just a really solid move. Delmise, 228 in rankings. Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Power Whip. It got Wrap as well, but yeah, I don't know. This one's not, it's not really useful for much. I'll put it in this bad category. It's definitely better than the Great League variant of it, but not by much. Speaking of Shadow Claw users, Lunala, all the way at 367. This one is actually quite bad. We'll put it there. So what's the best pairing with Belly Bolts? Hey, great question, Silicaton. We'll get there. Let me cover all the things that were directly changed. Obviously, Belly Bolt was changed to a degree too, but not like listed in the blog post, obviously. But we'll get there because Belly Bolt is ranked, I believe, #1 at the moment. So that one is going to be kind of nice. Rev Room is at 577. Dude, this thing is just terrible. I don't know what Rev Room is really useful for. I think Bosox guy was asking for one for trade so he could try to get one for Great League or something, but it made me think that might be good, but then the more I looked into it, the more I was like, yeah, no, definitely not. Palmots, 214. His coverage is not so great. Thundershock, Brick Break, Wall Charge is essentially just Raichu. Is it better than Raichu? I don't know. It has fighting typing, so I'll put it maybe here. It's not good for much though. It's also pretty bad in my opinion. Melodic also got wrapped. Dragon Tail, Surf. It's usable. Not much, but it is slightly usable. Especially into the meta. Might be okay. But it's, I don't know. There's a lot of dragons in this meta, so it's a little bit more usable, but it's not good. It's not good. All right, let's take a look at the birds, actually. So we'll start with Articuno. Force. All right, 335. Yeah. Psycho Cup, Brave Bird, Fly. That's bad. It is not good. There's a lot of ghost types too. It is. Let's put it here. I don't know. A lot of the bad category could be shifted around quite a bit per usual. Galarian, Zapdos, really hurt by the counter nerf, obviously. Put it here, I guess. I mean, there's a few like steel types you could maybe just muscle through a bit, but not the best. Moltres is the one you're probably looking for. It is ranked 7th overall. Sucker Punch, Fly, Brave Bird. This thing does look pretty solid. I'm gonna put it in meta for now, and you might make the argument that it could be higher than that. I mean, what are the key matchups, right? You lose to Guzzlord, you lose to Fable, obviously. Cobalion, you lose to a fighter type with a flying type is not ideal, but obviously taking neutral there, and they're taking neutral, so it's not. And you're doing resistant damage. You lose to Licky, Talonflame. Right, so what are you beating? Skelders, Tentacruel, Giratina Alter, Feraligatr, Annihilator. Actually, that's really solid. I may consider moving Moltres up, but let's see how the rest of the tier lists look, and then we'll see. Ooh, this one, let me just remove this Moltres too. I accidentally doubled up here from a previous tier list. Alright, hopefully that doesn't mess things up a bit. Alright, Lugia. One of my favorites. With Fly, it's at 165. It's not good, but it's definitely better than the Great League variant of it. I'll put it maybe like here. I mean, I think it's slightly better than Melodic in some ways. I think Berserker's probably better though, overall. But Lugia's got some bulk to it. Let me see what it beats though. Okay, you lose a Guillotine Altered, but not that bad. You beat Guzzlord though. A Psychic type beating a Dark type is definitely something. Obviously, you beat the Grass types, beat Annihilate, you beat Cresselia obviously because you're resisting all the Psychic damage. There's not a lot of those things in this meta, but Annihilate and Guzzlord for sure. I mean, Virizion as well. I don't know. There might be a place for it. Maybe I'll try to use it one day. Skeldurge, all the way at 33. I mean, this one's not running Hex, even though it got Hex. I think it's still really solid. Let's put it in meta for now. Metagross is definitely something that I don't think will be great, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 393. They did buff Bullet Punch, but it's not doing that much for it. Yeah, it's definitely on the bad side of things. Let's put it maybe like... Dude, it's hard to say. Here? It's really hard to use. It's super hard to use. I mean, if you get a lot in Fairy, great. Other than that, like, what are you really beating? Let me take a look real quick. You beat Clefable, obviously. Tentacruel. Godsword you beat is kind of interesting. Drapion, you lose a Frogger. You lose way too many things in the meta, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't particularly love it. I would never try using it myself. Cleavor did get that Fury Cutter buff. But it's not good still. There's just like too many weak points for it. Maybe here? I don't know. These are so interchangeable. Let me put it here. Actually, I don't even know. Let's just keep that for now. Articuno could beat some of the fighters at least, so you have that going for it. Let's take a look at the Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen with Poison Sting. Again, with the pairing of Poison Fang, it's like kind of weird because you're debuffing them, but Poison Sting's doing very low damage. Whereas Poison Jab was you were able to kind of muscle through a bit. The typing though and the bulk is very nice. I'll put it at Fringe meta for now. I don't know. It still feels a little bit hard to use, but it might be better. What is it beating? Skeldurge, probably with some base. Like, a lot of these you have to kind of bait, I think, to win. You barely beat Virizion, which is actually kind of concerning. How do you barely beat Virizion? You barely beat Virizion to 1 shields. That's actually kind of wild. I mean, you're throwing straight super effective moves and you barely beat Virizion? I don't know about that one. Well, anyway, we'll keep it at Fringe meta for now. I think the rankings make it look good, but I don't actually think it's particularly good. Nidoking is that's just the worst of the two, honestly. I think it's just pretty bad. It's so frail too. Surely it's better than a Metagross. Some of these might be worth moving to hot garbage too. A lot of these things are just pretty bad though. Tentacruel's acid buff is very, very nice though. Because that's a straight upgrade from Poison Jab, right? Let me take a look real quick at the move difference now. So we take a look at the poison moves here. Acid is very, very solid. Poison, what the heck was? Okay, poison. All right, so we got acid, 3 damage per turn, 4 energy per turn. Poison Jab was 3.5 and 2.5, which was the old one. And then Poison Sting is 2 and 4.5. So quite a few options for Tentacruel. Tentacruel got Poison Sting too, right? Yeah, it's got literally all 3 fast attack for poisons. You have a lot of flexibility there. You want more energy, you go Poison Sting. You want, a little bit more damage, you go Poison Jab. But I think the middle ground is Acid, which again, is a Shadow Claw clone with Stab. I think it's pretty nasty. It's ranked 14th overall, and honestly, I think this is... Where did I even put it? Oh, right here. This is definitely worthy of contention here in the meta. I may move it to top meta, but let me take a look at some of the other ones once we get to it and take a look. And then our last one that was impacted directly is Toxicroak that got Poison Sting. It's ranked 50 overall. Poison Sting, Dynamic Punch, Shadow Ball. It's okay coverage. I don't think it's particularly amazing, but it is ranked 50th overall. I think you could definitely make some fringe use of it, but it would definitely not be meta. I'll put it behind Nidoqueen. I think Nidoqueen's definitely better. All right, let's take a look at Belly Bolts, the elephant in the room, because this thing's ranked #1 in PvPoke. Parabolic Charge obviously got a buff. Its coverage is pretty monotype because outside of Sucker Punch, you're throwing just electric damage. You obviously lose to grass types. You obviously lose to, you know, most of the dragons. Actually, against the Dragonite, you probably win that, actually. I'm just curious out of curiosity. This thing needs to spawn, though, because I don't have a single one I can even use. So, you do beat Dragonite. Shadow Dragonite. But, yeah, this thing, I mean, to be expected because you're doing all neutral damage. This thing's pretty nasty, actually. It's good. I think, like, if you get a locked in ground type, it kind of sucks. But outside of that, it is scary strong. Kind of reminds me of Galarian Corsola a bit in Great League before they nerfed it. It's just, like, outside of, like, in neutral matchups, this thing's, like, a complete monster. Who would have guessed? But here we go. Yeah, I'm good for now, stupid trainer. Legend trainer, but thank you. Yeah, I have some mods here, but modding on YouTube is generally pretty easy. I don't really get too much spam. On Twitch, you get a lot more spam. But, yeah, thank you, though. Thank you for the offer. We have Lapras at number 2, which is still very, very relevant. I think Lapras is still easily top meta. Yeah, let's say Corviknight as well, I think is very, very strong in the meta. I used it to hit, I think I hit Legend with it last season, or I climbed a lot with it. Yeah, Belly Bolt's going to be disgusting. I mean, Parabolic Charge is a very solid move, and then on a bulky Pokemon like Belly Bolts with Stab, it's pretty unstoppable, I think. Corviknight is very solid in Ultra League as well. Is it like broken? I don't know. I'm gonna put it here. It's a little bit hard to use, I think. It's a little bit hard to use, but with the Tentacruel buff, it could be nice. I don't know. It does have some really good matchups. Let me put it here for now. I think it's really, really solid. It's just not, it's not the easiest Pokemon to use, both in Great League and Ultra League. But, yeah, that's just my feels on that one. What are other things that... Okay, let's take a look at Victory Bell, actually. That is something that also got an acid buff. It's rank 47, the Shadow Victory Bell. I don't know. It's like, it's definitely on a more fringe side of things, but I wouldn't be surprised if like people like somehow like cheese a win off of you in a way. I think it could be okay. Yeah. Venusaur, another poison type, poison grass type. Not as good, just because it didn't really get buffed much, but it was something that was like kind of okay back in the day. Nowadays, not so much anymore. I think in the right situations, it still hits kind of hard, but you need to really find the right situations for that. Samurott was something I left off in my Great League tier list, which I probably would have put it like around A tier. But putting slacking not there. No, you don't have to apologize, Super Legend Trader. It's still okay. All right, so I appreciate the offer. So Samurott is ranked 28, the Shadow variant, and then 46 non-Shadow. This Fear Cutter buff is quite nice. Again, I kind of feel like it is more of an A tier pick, but not really an S tier pick. It's still, it's less frail in Ultra League for sure. Yo, I've said this in a previous video a long time ago, but I have an Ultra League rank 1 shiny Samurott. So personally speaking, I would love it to be meta, but will it be? Different story. Another Fear Cutter user, Gliscor, 58 overall. Earthquake, Aerials. I mean, the moves it has, the charge attacks are not amazing. 69 for the Shadow, but it's probably a little bit more on the fringe side of things if I were to guess. I don't know. I think it's a little bit hard to use. There's a lot of like water and ice types in Ultra League. I hate the new meta for Great League. I feel like it's not that different. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of Fear Cutter users, but I was using a lot of stuff that was similar, and I had a lot of success with it. But it's a decent change in my opinion, because stuff change. Usually this time of year they don't change stuff because in preparation for Worlds. So I'm glad they changed something. I think time will tell if it's actually good or not, though. Is there any other Fear Cutter? Oh, Genesect. So obviously this is not really relevant in Great League, but Genesect Shock is ranked 52 overall. Chill's ranked 57. Douse is ranked 82. So obviously that's electric, ice, water, respectively. The normal type is 140. Burn is 158. So Genesect, I don't know. This is kind of fringe too. Might be okay. I think it has some utility in the right situations. Matang is broken? I haven't seen a single Matang actually. I have a ranked like top 10 ranked Shadow Matang, but I didn't use it myself. Is it that good? I don't know. Well, obviously you can't use it in Great Ultra League, but I didn't see a single one. I saw a bunch of Dedenne though. It was like Dedenne Central, and then it was Dedenne and Fortress I saw like everywhere today in Great League. Yeah. All right. Any other Fury Cutter users? Oh, Scizor. Scizor. It's running Bullet Punch on PV Poke. I mean, both have some utility there. It's okay. I think it's not as like relevant, but in the right situations, could definitely steamroll a team. Yeah. What else we got? Any other Fury Cutter users? I don't think so. I might be missing one or two. I'm sure I'll see eventually. Fortress, obviously, the Bug Bite buff is nice. Puts it all the way to number 5 in the rankings, which is kind of nuts. It's a very heavy XL investment, but what does it beat? Tentacruel, Lapras, Clefable, Feraligatr beats. Let me see that Feraligatr matchup because that's kind of wild. Maybe not the Shadow. Yeah, you win all straight even shields. That's kind of crazy. Let's take a look at Shadow Feraligatr though, because that might be a difference maker. Yeah, it only wins the 2C against Shadow Feraligatr, but that's still better than I would have expected. I mean, it is an XL Pokemon, but having a double shield there is not really ideal. You beat Giratina Altered, obviously, because you resist dragon damage. You lose Cobalion, Skelders, Talonflame, obviously, Annihilate, Virizion. This one's gonna be pretty solid, actually. I'll put it here. I think Corviknight might be a little bit better, but this one seems pretty straightforward though. Fortress, it's great in Great League. It's gonna be good in Ultra League too. It's ranked 15. Yeah. How come chat's so quiet? It's just me yapping. Oh, yap away. It's fine. The time I'm streaming right now might be a little bit not ideal than my usual time, but that's okay. Some people might just be lurking and stuff, and that's all good. Drop any takes you may have. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the other changes. Credilli did get the acid buff as well. It was already decent last season with the Rock Tomb buff, but with acid, it's really solid too. You beat Lapras, obviously top meta. Giratina, you still beat Giratina, which, well, I mean, Bulbasaur was resistant before too. Obviously, you beat Feraligatr, Clefable, Talonflame. I think this one's pretty good too. I like it a lot, actually. Maybe I move it down a little bit. I think this Moltres is actually top meta though. I think that Moltres is going to be pretty scary. Maybe Tentacruel too. Let's wait and see on Tentacruel. But let me see what else is still around here too. Oh, I have Fortress on here twice. Let me remove that. Why do I have Fortress on there twice? Weird. I must have just forgot. Alright, let's hope this doesn't break my tier list. The loading time is making me a little bit nervous. Alright, there we go. Any other moves? Oh, Toxtricity. This is one that I did not expect. Toxtricity is ranked 39 overall with Acid, Wild Charge, Power Punch. I don't know about this one. It is ranked really high. You beat Tentacruel, you beat Clefable, Annihilate, Virizion. I think this relies on you landing like a Wild Charge. This one is... I'll have to wait and see how this one actually performs. It seems a little bit bait dependent too, at times. Let's put it here for now. Because a lot of these sims are probably because you land a Power Punch bait and then you're boosted and then you land a Stab Wild Charge. That's pretty disgusting. Yeah, Tinkatongue is definitely one. Let me take a look at that one real quick. Tinkatongue's 17 overall. Yeah, that thing's pretty scary, actually. It's super bulky. I have a... one of my patrons actually was running this, and it's very, very strong. It's got great coverage as well, too. It's probably top meta for sure, I think. Yeah, I think that one's definitely top meta. I haven't used it myself, though, because I just don't have the resources. But I have a bunch of eggs incubating right now. What is up with this ad? I have a bunch of eggs incubating right now, so that is going to be helpful. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't use ad block on Tier Maker anymore, so you might see ads from time to time. Just can't really avoid it. Oh, we got Bronzong that got the Metal Sound buff. Yeah, Bronzong got the Metal Sound buff. It's not really amazing in this meta, but it's ranked 95 overall. Might have some fringe usage here or there. Maybe there. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, Lugia's not that good. Jirachi, the other Psychic Steel type, 210 overall. Confusion, Doom Desire, Dazzling Gleam. Doom Desire's got a buff, but it's just typing is not really ideal, I feel like, for this environment. I'll put it behind the Bronzong, but realistically, it might be even worse than a Venusaur. It's just a little bit hard to use, I feel like. Yeah. Oh, I know people are probably asking about the Ember buff. So Charizard, Ember's just not as good as I think people were hoping it to be. That's ranked 221. Like, let's put it here, I guess. It's not great. Yeah, Charizard 221, Shadow 235. The other Ember user that you probably see is Ninetales. That's ranked at 48. It's got Overheat, Weather Ball. Like, they're running triple fire damage for this one, but it's got a lot more bulk to it. And you can run your Scorching Sand if you want some better coverage. This one might be okay-ish to a degree. I'll give it some more credit in the sense that, yeah. But I think, like, you're better off running Skeletor if you really want to run a fire type. yeah, unlikely. Alolan Ninetales, Powder Snow, Shadow variant. Obviously, if you run a Charm, there's some utility there too. This thing's always got a little bit of utility here or there. I'll put it here for now. Even though it's not ranked as high, it's just like against what's actually in the meta, it's got more relevance. So I think that's always worth checking out. Bombardier, the other flying dark type, Sucker Punch, Fly, Rock Tomb. It's not nearly as good as the Moltres, but just because, yeah, I don't know, it's just not as bulky, but it does have Rock Tomb, which is always solid. Yeah, always solid there. Let me take a look at Feraligatr. I'm genuinely curious. Rank 10 overall, Shadow variants, 21 for the non-Shadow. So, I mean, this thing's always super safe, right? I think it's definitely top of meta. Is it like, yeah, I'll bump this up a bit. I'll bump it up a bit. Credilli might be honestly even better than I'm giving it credit for. Feraligator's still really solid, but I do think Tentacruel is kind of scary these days. Blastoise, rank 40 overall, not as strong. This one's having Ice Beam on the moveset. I think Skull Badge has a lot of utility as well. Is it meta though? I'll put it at top of Fringe for now. I don't know if it's meta. Well, that's still on Greninja too. Greninja is actually probably not that meta. It's ranked 152 overall. It's just a little bit too frail, I think. It also doesn't have great coverage with the water and dark type. Like, you just like get walled by the Tentacool pretty much, right? Lapras, like with Skull Bash, kind of wrecks you a bit. I don't love it. I think that's better than the Toxtricity though. Yeah. Hey, appreciate it. Super Legend Trainer. Yeah, sorry, unfortunately the Greninja's not going to be as good, but I mean, I think certain teams will just get completely core broken by it though. If you like lead, let's say, I don't know, like Giratina, Shadow Claw Giratina with a like Talonflame in the back, right? Like, this is like a decent like team, but you just can't swap to anything there. Swampert, ranked 70 overall, Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, and Earthquake. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay though. I think it's worse than Greninja in a way. I don't know. Let me think. Its utility is not as strong, right? Like, at a certain point, you just run Gastrodon, which is why I don't like particularly love it. But let's put it here. I think Gastrodon is definitely the way better ground type of choice these days. Plus, Mudslap is just really strong. Gastrodon, ranked 26 overall. I mean, definitely something worth considering whenever you have one. I mean, it beats this. It has play into this. It loses there. It has play into this. Beats this. Like, it's actually really, really solid in this meta. I don't know if it's top tier meta because it does have quite a few counters to it, but I've always liked it a lot in Ultra League. So yeah. Speaking of things that are always around in Ultra League, Drapion, 34 overall. Even with the crunch nerf, it's still very, very safe and very solid. It's not as strong in Ultra League in my opinion though. So I'll put it here for now. I don't think it's nearly as strong. Jellicent in Ultra League is 16 overall. That one is definitely solid. I mean, walling off the Tentacruel is definitely something. You also have a lot of play into Lapras as well too, so I think it's definitely a very, very safe pick. Other water types, we got Walrein. Walrein is 107 overall, and then 122 for the Shadow, and then 121 for the non-Shadow. It's okay. It's just kind of like, it's been okay in the past, but not as relevant now. I'll put it here. Yeah. There's a lot of things in the fringe meta that could probably shift a bit, but that's just how it is. Yeah, no, I personally won't. I'll do the Global Go Fest. I've been to the in-person Go Fest for like the past 3 years in a row, but this year I'm not. Just because they have North American International Championships the following week too, like literally less than a week later, and I'm working that event, so I'll be there instead. But the crown forms are pretty solid, and there's actually a crown form on the tier list because it's ranked in the top 100, crazy enough. Poliwrath, 91 overall, counter Icy Wind Scald. It's just not as good as it used to be, right? It's okay, but just not as good as it used to be. Maybe have a spot here. Yeah, this one, again, pretty interchangeable. Other fighters too. Machamp is somehow up here. 65 overall on the Shadow. Obviously, you're running Karate Chop Stone Edge, so a little bit faster pacing. But again, it's just a little bit tougher to use. I'll throw it behind the Poliwrath, but you can make the argument to even put it in front. Actually, I'll put it in front of it. I think it might be a little bit better. Pangoro's another fighter. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tim? That's okay. You're here to help. I have a lot of YouTube videos on my channel too. Yeah, sounds good, Super Trainer. But yeah, feel free to check out my pro tip series too. It's a lot of tips for like newer trainers to figure out some of the mechanics and stuff behind the game. Hopefully easier to digest too. All right, Pangoro, Karate Chop, Close Combat, Night Slash. At 78 overall. Its typing is always solid, and in Ultra League, it's definitely a little bit on the better side of things. I'll probably put it right here. It's a little bit hard to use at times, but I think it's okay. There's not a lot of very viable fighters, I guess. I mean, we can take a look at the Swords of Justice. Cobalion, 29 overall, Double Kick, Sacred Sword, Stone Edge. This one's always really solid, but particularly with like a lot of these new additions, like you beat Fortress, I think you beat Corviknight in most situations. You beat Lapras. Galarian Moltres you have play into too. It's really, really strong. And it's not XL. It's pretty affordable. You could run one with Raid IVs, or you could just, yeah, or you could just not do that too. I think Cobalion is just like back on top actually right now. But 200 Spritzes, nice. Nice. All right, Virizion, 58 overall, Double Kick, Leaf Blade, Sacred Sword. It's a little bit more annoying now that Tentacruel got a buff, but, and obviously it's like taking neutral damage from Fortress. I think it's still very strong though. I don't know if you put it in top of the meta. I'll put it in, or top meta, but I think it's top of the meta. That one I would say. Annihilate. Let's take a look at Annihilate and Primate. Those two monkeys. 38 overall for Annihilate. It's very strong too. Resisting some of this damage is nice too, but it's also kind of bad in some other matchups. I'm trying to think if I like I think I'd like Virizion more for the sense that it could resist and wall off Belly Bolt completely. That's a huge plus. Annihilate, not as much. Primate's ranked 15th overall. I don't know if it's really that high, but it does pace super fast, which is why it sims really well. I still think Annihilate's slightly better, I think. Primate's hard to use. It's just more frail in Ultra than the Annihilate, just in general. Any other fighters I'm missing? I don't think so. Ursaring does have a fighting move, has close combat. It's not as good as it used to be though. So it's super hard to run too. I'll probably throw this like right here, I guess. Yeah, maybe even here. I think it's better. Some of the old super strong things that aren't as relevant anymore. Registeel at 27 overall. Used to be like one of the most top meta picks. These days, it's okay still. It's still very solid. I think I still put it in top meta. Like, its coverage is still pretty disgusting. And it has a lot of play into all these things, right? So, Regirock, though, not nearly as impressive. It's a tough one. Maybe here. No, Regirock. A lot of these things are pretty interchangeable. Zygarde. Let's take a look at some of these dragons. Zygarde is really annoying to face when you're in a bad matchup. It's just so bulky. I think it's definitely on the top meta side of things. I may rearrange this top meta later, but it's, yeah, it just tanks so much. You're just so strong to so many neutral matchups. It's so hard to take out. Como-O is not great right now, but it can be better down the road, especially after his Community Day move. We don't know the damage energy values on that. So right now it's not great, but again, down the road, maybe. Possibly. Yeah. Dragalge also got oh, it also has acid actually, so it did get buffed. 35 overall acid Aqua Tail Outrage. I actually kind of like this. It's not bad actually. I'll probably throw it here for now. I think Dragalge might have a place this season. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, hey, what's up? Yeah, I was just saying that to one of the other people watching. They're like, oh, there's not a lot of people chatting. I was like, yeah, I think I'm streaming earlier than my usual time. So that might be why. But yeah, just decided to go early today, which is what it is. Maybe I should put like an alert, like when I was going to go live, so that people can see it ahead of time and plan for it. But welcome in, King Vegeta. All right, we got Guzzlord here. 86 overall, Dragon Tail, Brutal Swing, Sludge Bomb. It's always something that I want to be good, but like it just feels like it's like doesn't really fully get the job done at times. It's still strong though. I think it's still more reliable than a lot of these other picks. I don't know. This one's kind of a tough one. The bug buff definitely hurts it a bit. I still think it's very solid though. Let's put it here. The numbers are definitely skewed downward for it because of the bug buffs, but I think it's actually still very, very safe. And Goodra, 105 overall. This one's just kind of fallen off a bit out of favor. Yeah, it's never really been that good in Ultra League, for what it's worth. Let's put it here. It's nice to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah, well, welcome in. Yeah, glad that's the case. Dragon Knight. I think that's one of the last dragons we have here. It's ranked 99 overall. This one's always like much better than you'd expect it to be, especially the shadow variants. It just like muscle through quite a bit. I will put it maybe here. It's again, it's one of those Pokemon that like doesn't sim as well as it performs. Giratina Altered, always a powerhouse in Ultra League. I mean, you beat like a lot of these things, right? It's kind of good. I guess this is just going to be fringe meme in both. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's just so frail. I think you always have the potential. It almost a little bit reminds me of more Pekko, but a little less volatile in the sense that like a lot of the times you could just like really like snowball out of control and do a ton of damage. But it's just super frail and it's hard. And you have to invest shields. You always have to invest shields into it, right? So that's always one of the downsides. Tapu Fini, definitely one of the ones that we used to have pretty meta relevant. But once they nerf Surf, it's just not as strong. It's still okay. I'll put it here. It's still okay. Trevenant as well. Used to be very, very meta relevant. These days, not so much. I don't know. Here? It's hard to imagine that it's like worse than Toxicity, right? But it's a little bit hard to run. Rodriguez, another Shadow Claw users. Rock Tomb and Shadow Ball with Shadow Claw. The Rock Tomb is nice, and resisting acid or like poison types is also solid. I might put it in a fringe tier. Right here, maybe. I don't know. This one's ranked really high, but it might be harder to use than expected. I don't know. It's actually not too bad. Because you resist the electric damage, you resist poison damage, and you have ground coverage. Well, actually you don't have ground coverage if you're running Rock Tomb Shadow Ball, but still, like, just resisting. The typing itself is definitely working in its favor. We need a Pinecone Community Day? Yeah. So, okay, I have a rank 2 Ultra League Fortress that I got from a friend from a trade. But here's the problem. It's like its stat spread is really weird. It powers up to, that's not too bad. 2492. I guess it could be uglier. But for a rank 2, I thought it would be like at least a 95 plus, right? But I guess not. Oh, I did forget Fury Cutter user, Golisopod. That's ranked 13th overall right now. It's worse into stuff like Corby Knights, but the Fury Cutter is still nice. It's worse into like Giratina and Jellicent too. Honestly, in a way, I almost feel like you would want to still run Shadow Claw in Ultra League. I don't know, that's just my opinion, but could be mistaken. It's still good. It's still very good. I just don't know how good. I might actually move this up a bit. Yeah, I'll do some rearranging on these later on too. Grumpig was ranked really high last season. With the bug buffs, it's still ranked 9th overall. It's a hard Pokemon to use, I think, but it's solid. Put it here. Obviously, if you're not locked into a bug or dark type, you're fine. Yeah, Glycebot is it's kind of frail. I also don't know if the Fury Cutter really helps it that much. Like, it's always pretty solid in Ultra League, but it doesn't feel busted like, oh, I can't take this thing out. It's another Pokemon where you have to spend a lot of shields on too. So that's always one of the issues with it. Stuff that used to be kind of relevant, but not anymore. Abomasnow, yeah, this one's not as good as it used to be, honestly. It's I don't know, we'll put it here. I mean, some of these are just like throwaways. I should probably take some of these off the tier list down the road. Superior, like, again, I don't know. Here, it's definitely better than some of this other stuff. Golurk, 55 overall for Shadow. I mean, the ground damage is nice. It's definitely helping it quite a bit. It's pretty fringe still, in my opinion. Maybe we'll put it here. The mud slap damage is something though. Other ground types too. We got Hippowdon. Hippowdon's 98. Sand attack. I don't know. I don't love it. It's okay, but I don't really love it that much. Spiritomb was one that I kind of threw on here last season. 111 though, overall rankings is not bad. It's kind of a fringe pick. I think a lot of these are just going to end up here. Licky Licky really fell off after the rollout nerfs. It's okay, but again, not as good as it used to be. Miltank as well. Honestly, a lot of these things I might just throw around the same category here. Miltank I'll just throw after Goodra maybe. Yeah, let's do that. What are other things? Okay, so for some reason, Sand Slash is on here. Cancel Sand Slash. It's ranked higher than a lot of these things. Sand Attack, Scorching Sand, Rock Tomb. It's like, honestly, not even the worst. It's kind of hard to run though, but it's got interesting movesets. So I'll throw it on there. I did hear about the Metal Sound glitch. You know, funny enough, I didn't face a single person running a Metal Sound user today in my 25 battles. And I started playing right when the season went live. So I'm actually genuinely surprised that no one tried to abuse it when I was playing it. Thundershock, Mud Bomb, Discharge for the Unova Stunfisk. It's okay. Again, it's not really great. Its damage is kind of underwhelming, but we'll throw it here for now. Clotsire actually might be better than a lot of these things. No, it's 126 overall. That's not great. But it's got like better coverage than some of these things. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's good though. Let's throw it here. It might make you can make an argument to move it around there a bit. Other ground types, we got Steelix, 22 overall. Thunderfangs, Psychic Fangs, Breaking Swipe. I mean, this thing is kind of a debuff monster in a way. I think it still could be pretty meta. I mean, it's 22 overall, right? It's like not that bad. Actually, I think it's better than a lot of these things actually, in my opinion. It's just stupid bulky in Ultra League. It is stupid bulky. Domfan used to be okay, not so good anymore. Probably better than Miltank, if I were to guess, but how's Shadow Steelix? Shadow Steelix is a little bit worse than non-Shadow Steelix, just less bulk. Not that much worse though. It's 37 overall compared to 22 overall. So the damage is nice. In Ultra League, you probably will opt for more bulk, but the Shadow Steelix will probably be solid too. Both are heavy investments, so most people probably can only make one if they can make one at all. Steelix is your spirit animal, dude. I love Steelix back before they nerfed Breaking Swipe. That thing was my go-to safe swapper. It was so strong. You could beat like freaking Charizard with it, you know, like just going straight Breaking Swipe was nuts. I mean, obviously you wouldn't go Earthquake against it, but it didn't have Psychic Fangs back then too either. Magnezone, Shadow Magnezone. Where did that thing go? I could have sworn. Did I place that already? Oh, it's right here. 80th overall. I don't know. It's like okay. It's like I don't know. We'll put it here. Like it's like it's too hard to use. I think if you're going to use Electrotrap, just use Belly Bolt, right? There's Electivire, which is 67 overall. Kind of a sim hero probably, but has slightly better coverage, I guess. Raikou is always simmed really decently high for some reason. Shadow Raikou 87. I don't know, man. There's just no way this thing's like actually relevant. Obviously, it's probably picking up stuff wins like against Giratina or something, but yeah, I still to this day save Onyx candies, Onyx to reroll for guaranteed XLs when I can, just in case like I need to make another Steelix or Shadow Steelix because I still haven't made a Shadow Steelix yet for Ultra League. But also like I think like XL Onyx for Great League is also the thing. I don't know. Shadow Drifblim is at 90, 93 for the non-shadow. This one's okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Yeah. In the right situations, it could be good. Skuntank, 92 overall. I mean, it's like the worst version of the Drapion, I feel like. Maybe put it here. Yeah. Some other poison types. Galarian Weezing, actually. Still really high up there. 18th overall. This one's definitely meta. How meta is a good question. I'll probably put it here. I think it's a little bit easier and safer to use than Steelix. Dusknoir, ranked 6th overall. 8th for the Shadow. A lot of this is because of the bug buffs, but this thing is pretty nutty, I think. It just feels super safe, I think. I'll put it at top of the meta, like near the top of the meta. Malamar is definitely going to take a hit because of all the bug buffs, but it's still not bad. I think it still has a lot of utility, especially if you avoid the bug types. It's right here. Drapion's not nearly as strong in Ultra League, so I don't really want to overweight it too much. It's just like so many things can take damage much better. Some of the older stuff, dark types, Umbreon 179. Ugh, this thing's really falling out of favor for obviously many reasons. Let's put it here maybe. It says less coverage than Abomasnow. Mandibuzz is 44 overall. Not bad. Not good, but not bad. I'll put it at the bottom of meta. It's like, it doesn't really beat much right now, you know? I think that's the thing. It's just a bulk machine, so it has a lot of play, but it doesn't beat as much. Yeah. But that's the thing I love about that, though, is that Umbreon never got nerfed. I guess Foul Play, in a way, is like a slight nerf to it because it's less energy efficient, but now it's spammier, and you can still always run Dark Pulse with it, which is always more energy efficient anyway. It's just that other things kind of just took it over a bit. Clefable has 32. Clefable's always really strong in this meta. I don't know. Maybe like here. Yeah, maybe here. It's very strong in Ultra League. In Great League, not so much, obviously. Oranguru, 109. I think I had this from a previous tier list. It's like, I don't know, not the greatest at times. A lot of these things are very interchangeable. Florges, I kind of underestimated last season. It's 51 overall. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. Let me put it here. Alolan Sandslash, the last... Oh, no, there's one of Steel type. I completely forgot. That's on the newer side. 81 overall. It's got great coverage and stuff. The typing is going to help it against the bug and poison types. It's going to be okay. I'll throw it there for now. It could be okay, for sure. Aurorus, another ice type. It's kind of a bait one, I think, because it's got Weather Ball and the Meteor Beam that hits like a truck, but you kind of need to get to the Meteor Beam or land it. So a little bit harder to get to. I put it there. Here maybe. I don't know. Somewhere around there. Zapdos. 64 overall for Shadow, 84 for non-Shadow. I mean, this one's kind of like a sim hero. It's similar to a lot of these other things. Maybe there. Typhlosion. Not as strong in Ultra League, but I think again, Typhlosion is like one of those you spend a lot of shields on, so it will never sim as good as it performs. I think so. There's always some utility with it in the right situation. Talonflame, one of the premier fire types of Ultra League, is ranked 49th overall. Definitely in the meta category. How meta is a good question. I'll put it here for now. Yeah, I'll put it here. Create a little separation between that and the Skeldurge. Cresselia, 43, and definitely kind of, I don't know, it's just like kind of hard to use right now. Like, it's okay. It's still like pretty bulky, but it's like, it's kind of fringe still. I'll put it at top of fringe. I mean, that's being respectful for it, for like what it's done and the bulk it has, but it is just hard to play into this meta. It never got really nerfed much. What's up, Magmar Man? Do you foresee Heelless having any sort of play as an electric that resists Ghost type? I feel like it has potential since electric has always been a solid type in Ultra League. That's a great question. It's tough though. I mean, obviously rankings isn't everything. It's at 265. It obviously loses to the stuff it should lose to. It beats Tentacruel, Feraligatr, Town. All right, so let me take a look at how it matches up against the other electric types, right? Because you have a little bit better coverage with Breaking Swipe. So let me see. Against, well, the only two other main ones that come up in the meta are Bellibolt and Ampharos. It loses to both of those. Ampharos, you're running Brutal Swing, Trailblaze, and then Bellibolt, you're just throwing resist attacks. The Bellibolt matchup is really bad, actually. I think, oh my gosh, that's actually really tough. So Bellibolt is so good that you need a 2-0 shield advantage to beat it with a Heelless. And when you beat it, you have 1 HP remaining. It just doesn't have the stat product, I think. Obviously, Bellibolt is like boosting his defenses. So let me compare rank 1 to rank 1. Maybe that would be... I have a rank 1 Heelless too for Ultra League. That's the thing. I know Throw Tactical made it work as well in the past. I mean, it still only wins a 2-0 shield situation, but at least leaves with 8 HP instead of like 1. So, personally speaking, I probably wouldn't put it. Yeah. Bellibolt's number 1 because of the parabolic charge, which is kind of nuts. I think Heelless is a fun spice one, but there aren't a lot of Shadow Claw users, right? Like a Light Spawn might be going to Fury Cutter now. Feraligatr, sure, but like most electric types should beat Feraligatr, right? The Hydrocan still hits like a truck too. Giratina, yeah, but actually, let me check against. Yeah, you do win against Giratina altered if they're running Shadow Claw. So I mean that's one. Dragon Breath unlikely, right? Let me just take a look just out of curiosity. Yeah, Dragon Breath you lose all evens, so it's okay. But I think Bellibolt just beats Giratina, no? Let me double check real quick. So Sucker Punch against, yeah, you win every shield situation unless they have a 2-0 shield situation against the Dragon Breath variant. Against a Shadow Claw variant, you win every shield situation. They can have 2-0 shields on the Giratina side, and Bellibolt beats it. Dude, this thing is, they need to bring back Bellibolt spawns, man. What the heck? Or the Tadpole spawns. I don't have any. I have 1 for Great League. That's it. Yeah, that thing, Bellibolt is actually disgusting. I'm going to run like triple ground or something when Ultra rolls around. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jason? Yeah. Streaming at a relatively regular hour. Yeah. Funny enough, I'm almost done, but yeah. I did start earlier today because I have some stuff I had to do later. But thanks for stopping by. And I will make a condensed YouTube version of this so that people don't have to like comb through and see what I did stuff. And obviously you can always check out this VOD later too if you want the full unedited version. Zamazenta Crown Shield is going to be our final Pokemon. Why do I have it on this tier list? It's ranked 100 on the dot in Ultra League. Part of me feels like this can't actually be that good, but knowing me, I'll probably just end up losing to Zamazenta Crown Shield at some point. It's a lot of energy. Like, you have to spend, like, the energy or all that stuff to even make this. It's a lot of investment just to make this Crown Shield form. So, but obviously it beats all the fairies, right? You beat Corviknight, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you got Close Combat, Metal Claw, Behemoth Bash. Behemoth Bash does look pretty disgusting. Done just in time for rocket balloon spawn. Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a weird one. Also, why is the IV so weird? Okay. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't think this one's kind of a question mark for me. Might be kind of hard to use if I were to guess. Let's throw it here for now. I don't know. If someone ends up using this, let me know how it goes. It's a lot of investment just for Ultra League Pokemon that's pretty mid. You might as well just like spend your energy on like 100% or Master League one. Does it beat Lapras? That's a great question. Because if it doesn't beat Lapras, it should, right? It's a fighting steel type. But then again, that's a great question because if it doesn't, then what is it good for? All right, I don't know why it keeps coming up as a. All right, I have this in the rank 1 just to get it under. It beats Lapras in the 2 shields. Why is this simming so high? I don't even understand. Yeah, it's not good. That's not good at all. I don't know. It's got good typing, I guess. Let's put it here. It's definitely a glass cannon. Put it higher than Umbreon. I'll put it actually. I feel like Umbreon can beat Lapras, no? We have to do best buddy Umbreon. Let's see. Yeah, Umbreon even beats Lapras in the 1s and 2s. It wins more against Lapras with Umbreon than super effective close combat stab from a Zamazenta ground form. That's kind of crazy. The fact that Lapras even survives one of those is nuts. In the 1s too, so they took a lot of metal claw damage on top of that. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, well, this is gonna be my tier list. Let me know if there's anything I really forgot, but I think I covered most things that are even semi-relevant. Yeah, that's true. I don't think Umbreon's fallen that far off, but if it has, that'd be bad. But yeah, this is gonna be. Oh, let me do some reordering of things. I think some of these things do need to be reordered a bit. Sounds like it looks pretty good overall. The Moltres is kind of one-dimensional, which is why I don't love it as much, but it is nice. Side guard. Giratina's, Registeel is always kind of a monster, so you always have to take that into consideration. These things all look fairly solid, I think. Golisopod, maybe I put it here, because it's a little bit easier to run into, like, Lapras and for Alligator, obviously, in the head-to-head. It's got better coverage than the Virizion. Maybe the Samurott even? I don't know. Samurott feels a little bit hard to run, but that could just be me thinking that. Yeah, I think these are, for the most part, pretty good. I'd probably put Mandibus a bit before Drapion because it's got slightly better bulk. Coverage not that far off. Yeah, the rest of it looks pretty good. I'm not going to stress too much about all this stuff because this stuff is like, you know, you could adjust here or there. This thing's actually just hot garbage though. Hey, what's up, King GBL? Just wrapping up here though, but I will, like I said, I will make a condensed YouTube version of this and enable redirect. What is that? I don't actually know what that is. Is that on something on YouTube? I will take a look into that, but appreciate it. Yeah, I just like stream once in a while on YouTube, so I don't know the ins and outs as much, but hope you're doing well. Oh, it's like rates on Twitch. Okay, I'll take a look into that. Appreciate it. But that'll do it for me. So yeah, Bellbolt is 100% busted. Definitely either run one in Ultra League or bring counters to one. But you cannot play Ultra League and not have a true answer to this. Because if you do that, you're in for a terrible time, and Bellybolt might just sweep you, which is just absolutely insane to say, but that's the state that we're in right now. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll catch you all for the Master League tier list in a couple days. Peace out.